So to talk about understanding these AI tools, CEO of Rebrand Cities, Hajj Flemings is here. ChatGPT has come a long way. Now, allegedly, even after watching that story, it can see you, it can hear you. What is ChatGPT becoming?
Yeah, so in its latest update, it's now multimodal. And so it has the ability to be able to process audio, it had the ability to be able to process imagery. And so now you can actually have a conversation with ChatGPT. You could ask it to tell you a bedtime story.
Good for Ladine.
Yeah, I need to get some sleep.
Right, you know what I'm saying? They gave an example of uploading a picture of a bike, uploading a picture of a tool set, and it was able to synthesize the actual picture of the tool set, identify the Allen wrench, and give step-by-step instruction on how to lower a bike seat.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing stuff. So you put together a showing of these apps and tools. I hope we can bring that up because I want you to bring it up and I want you to walk us through this. What did you do in this clip of ChatGPT?
So I was recently in Aruba, and so I was like, what if we did a tagline for the visitors bureau? So we put a picture up there and gave it a basic prompt in terms of creating modern luxury for Aruba, and it came up with some very high quality taglines. So the imagery was a picture of the beach, right? And so it's that kind of contextual information that can create some really interesting outputs.
ChatGPT is something where a lot of people can't tell if it's faked. When you did your example of the Aruba, did it look real? Did it look like an AI did it?
So I gave them an example and I did an actual screenshot to show them that I processed all of this stuff within about 45 seconds. The purpose was to be able to show the people at the conference the ability of the computer to be able to take the human inputs.
And at the speed.
Yes, yes. And that was the purpose of actually taking them kind of behind the scenes, right?
Okay, so I want to keep that same question in mind though, because now I'm seeing it a lot. These stories go viral of say it's an 8th grader handing in his paper, and the teacher goes, "Oh, this is way too above your skill level."
Yes.
How can you? Is there a way to differentiate between AI and something that a human was able to write?
Yes, yes. So basically, you could take the information and then you could put it through another tool called Originality.ai, and then you can detect if it's machine written or if it's human written. But then if you're smart enough, you can then take that information and you can take it through another platform and you can wash it and it can rewrite it. So, you know, there's sort of ways to be able to get around it. But the other part is that it is still wordy, and if you're creating something and if I'm interacting with you, I can really tell whether this is your work or not.
I need AI to figure that out, keep me on top of that.
We should have had AI write our scripts for us this morning to see how it went.
Well, you might be coming up to that pretty soon, so careful what you wish for. Let's talk about Adobe Firefly. What is that? And did you also have an example for us of that?
Yes. And so Adobe Firefly is a generative AI tool that's a part of the Adobe family. And what makes that really interesting is that creative agencies and creative people are already using their suite of products. And so it's a part of the ecosystem already. The other interesting part is that if you're doing commercial work, they've trained their model on Adobe stock imagery. What that means is that it's already sanctioned for commercial use. There's no copyright infringements or any of those things. And so it makes the tool very powerful for people who have to create commercial work.
Yeah, and that one looks really user-friendly too. What about Midjourney? What's the deal with that AI tool?
So yeah, so Midjourney, and so we did some really interesting stuff like with a sneaker, but that is a paid version. There's not a free version of that, and you can put a prompt in there. You can create photorealistic items. I was like, I want to create some New Balance 574s.
Look good.
And it came out pretty good, and they were pulling from the information.
I mean, they look pretty real, Hodge. Those look like they're on the market now.
Yes. And so imagine how long it would have taken me to be able to create this. Now, my design skills are probably not up to that speed yet, right? But I can do it. I can get creative. I can integrate fur. I can add materials and textures, and then I can upscale this kind of stuff and do some really interesting stuff with it.
So, for sneakers, I like that.
Is that frowned upon? If, say, there was someone working for New Balance and this was their AI idea and then they submitted that as their own?
Yes.
I mean, how do you work between the professional development and AI in your real-world life?
So I don't know what the internal governance is, but I think that as a designer, the expectation is that every designer is is going to want to prove that they're creating this on their own. Now, they might be inspired, so I don't think they really want to show their hand, even if they are getting ideas from a tool like, I guess, Midjourney.
Makes sense. Now, do you have a favorite tool out of all these ones?
So one tool that I think is really interesting is Opus Pro. And so if people are creating video content, what you can do is you can put a long form video in. It can create 10 viral clips. It has something that's called like predictive AI.
What's the name of this? Let me write this down real
Opus
quick.
Pro.
Opus Pro. Of course, Chris knows already, right? You know, he's a pro at this stuff. And so what it'll do is it'll use predictive AI, and it can make sure that your face is in the center of the video. It'll pull out the hooks and the highlights and create engaging content. It can even give a score of the virality of the actual clip. It can, so work that could take you up to 10 hours can be done in less than 10 minutes.
Like that?
Yeah, what would go into that? Does it know, like at the time, what's trending around the world or in your area?
So yeah, so it's able to pull from other content that exists, right?
Yeah.
And so from an SEO standpoint and things like that, so it can pull those kind of anchors, and it can make sure that the piece that you're creating is really on point.
So where do people find these tools? Like if they don't know the name of the specific tool, like how do you find it? What do you Google?
So you could just Google AI tools, and you can do that
that's simple.
like in new, you know what I'm saying? That'll be like one way to do it. But I think what we're going to do is that we're at least going to put the tools that we talk about in the YouTube piece that we're going to have like for our actual article, and they'll be able to reference those. So,
yeah, that's the easy way to do it.
So yes.
Excellent. Awesome, Hajj. Always, informative when
Hajj
you
is
drop
always
by.
on it. He's so great with the AI tools.
That's right.
But I didn't get the memo this morning. I should have had an AI, blue jacket on
That's
today
right.
so I could fit in today.
The blue jacket, white shirt.
Sorry, my robot didn't let you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have my bot talk to your bot next time.
There, that will funkify us a little. That's good. All right, Hajj, thanks a lot.